Hi everyone, welcome back. I just wanted to start by thanking everyone who subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate all the support, it means a lot. And today I have a really nice beginner yoga workout prepared for you all that focuses on stretching into the hips and hamstrings. So if you're ready, just grab a mat, find a place for yourself in your room, in your house, wherever, and we'll start standing at the top of the mat. So you can just bring your feet about hip width apart, and we'll start by stretching into the sides a little bit. So go ahead and bring your arms overhead. Grab your left wrist with your right hand and pull towards the right. Let your hips sway to the left. You can turn your gaze underneath your left arm. Inhale, and on the exhale, pull towards the right a little bit further. One more breath in, and your exhale, pull. Come back to center and we'll do the other side. So grab your right wrist with your left hand and pull towards the left. Let your hips sway to the right. Turn your gaze underneath your right arm. Inhale, and as you exhale, pull towards the left a little bit further. And one more breath in. You can come to center. We're just going to take a forward fold. So go ahead and swan dive over your legs. So in this forward fold, you just want to let your head, neck, and shoulders all relax down to the ground. A good way to tell if your neck is truly relaxed is if you're looking in between your legs, then that's a good sign. You can go ahead and pedal your legs out just to stretch into the backs of them. And if you can't bring your hands to the ground, you can just have your hands on your shin, wherever works best for you. So we're just getting comfortable in the forward fold, stretching out the backs of the legs, letting your shoulders and neck really relax. And we're going to come to a halfway lift. So on your inhale, start to reach your chest forward. Try to get your shoulders down your back and your back really straight. So if you can't do this with your fingertips on the ground, you can do it with your hands on your shins, whichever works. Inhale, reach forward. And on your exhale, come down to fold over your legs again. This time we'll plant the hands down, and we'll come back into a plank position. So you can do this with your knees down, so you can lower them like this. If you are here, then make sure your chest is reaching forward and you have a nice long line from your head to your hip. So I'm going to do this with my knees lifted, and we're just going to come to a chaturanga position. So we're going to lower down halfway, pause, and then continue down. So take an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, start to lower down halfway, pause, squeeze your elbows in your sides, and continue down. Untuck your toes, and we're going to take a mini cobra pose. So you're going to lift your shoulders up and down your back, squeeze your shoulder blades in, and that should be enough to engage the back muscles and lift the chest. So here we're not just pushing into the ground, that's cheating, but don't do that. But really try to get your back muscles to lift your chest. So you can float your hands away from the ground and see if you're still lifted, then you're doing it correctly. So inhale here. Exhale, tuck your toes underneath you. You can press through your hands and your knees, and we're going to come to a downward facing dog. So stretch your hips to the sky, try to spread your fingertips wide, and also try to get your arms to come alongside your ears. So you're lengthening and through the back and the back of the legs as well. If you notice that your spine is starting to round, you can bend the knees and straighten through the back. So getting the back straight is the priority, so whether you're here or here, whichever one is fine. Inhale, and as you exhale, try to press your chest closer to your legs. So this is a big pose. A lot is going on, but you can just breathe through it. You can pedal out your legs here too, if you feel like you need it. One more breath in. You can lift your gaze towards your hands, and we're just going to walk our feet back to the top of our mat. So we're back in this forward fold. You can inhale, come to that halfway lift, reach your chest forward, and exhale and fold over your legs. And we'll come to stand, so lift your arms overhead. So that was our first sun salutation, and we're going to do it one more time. So go ahead and bring your arms overhead, and you can fold back over your legs. So you can pedal out your legs again if you need to. Let everything just come down to the ground, let gravity kind of pull you. If you're up here, then you're fine also. And we'll take that halfway lift again. So inhale, reach your chest forward. And as you exhale, fold back over your legs. Plant your hands down on the ground, and we're coming back to the plank position. So you can lower your knees down if you would like. Inhale here to prepare. Exhale, lower down halfway, pause, and come all the way down. So we'll take that mini cobra pose again. Lift your shoulders up and down your back. Get your chest off the ground. Inhale here. Now don't press into the ground, so we're not using our arm strength like that. So inhale, engage the back muscles. Exhale and come down, tuck your toes underneath you, and we'll come to the downward facing dog again. Lift your hips to the sky, press through your hands, get your chest to lengthen towards your legs. Don't forget that the priority is to straighten the back, so you can go ahead and bend the knees to do that. So if you're here or here, either one is fine. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, just press deeper through your hands. Look your gaze towards your hands, and we're going to walk back to the top of our mat. So you're in this forward fold once more. Inhale, come to the halfway lift. Exhale, fold back over your legs, and we'll inhale to stand. So good job, guys. You finished your 2 sun salutations, and now we're going to focus on the hip stretches. So go ahead and lift your arms overhead one more time and fold over your legs. So from here, you can just lift your left foot and step it all the way back to the back edge of your mat. So you're coming into this deep lunge position. You can lower the left knee down to the ground, and you might want to scoot your right foot forward just so your knee is coming right over your ankle. So here you're sinking down into the hips, and you're lifting through the chest. So take an inhale. On your exhale, pull back on your hips, start to straighten through your front left leg, and you can also keep your back straight. So here we're really stretching into the whole back of the leg, and if you need to, you can have your knee slightly bent. Inhale and come forward, sink down into the hips. Exhale and pull back on the hips. Flex the foot, keep your back straight. Inhale and come forward. Exhale and pull back. Inhale and come forward. And we're gonna take a little twist. So plant your left hand right in line with your right foot. Still coming and sinking down into the hips, and you're gonna reach up and out with your right hand. So don't let your supportive left shoulder sink down. You wanna be reaching up and out. Make sure it's very strong. Inhale. And as you exhale, you can bring your right hand back down to the ground. So we'll take that twist with the hips back. So pull your hips back, flex through the foot, bring your left hand in line with your right foot. You can come up on your fingertips, and we'll reach up with the right hand. So inhale, exhale. Feel a big stretch on the outside of your leg. And you can exhale and bring your right hand back down to the ground. Come forward in your lunge. And if you'd like to take this a little deeper, you can lift the back knee. So we're gonna do that sequence again, but with the back knee lifted. If you feel like you're really comfortable here and you don't wanna take it further, then you can just repeat the sequence we just did. So if you wanna lift the knee, go ahead and do so. Sink down into the hips. This is a deeper stretch into the front left hip. I like to kind of roll around on the ball of my left foot just to get comfortable here. Inhale, reach your chest forward as you sink down into the hips. And as you exhale, send your hips back, straighten through your front right leg, and fold over your leg. If you want an even deeper stretch, you can flex the front right foot and fold. So inhale, come forward, sink down in the hips, and exhale as you send your hips back. Inhale and come forward, sink down. Exhale, send your hips back. Inhale, come back to your lunge. And we'll take that twist again. So plant your left hand in line with your right foot. Keep your hips pretty stable. Keep your back leg supportive. And start to lift your right arm up to the sky. So you're opening here in the chest while you're still sinking down into the hips. One more breath in. And as you exhale, you can lower your right hand down. And we'll take that twist with the hips back. So go ahead and bring your hips back. Plant your left hand in line with your right foot and start to open up. So have a supportive arm. Reach up. This is a really big stretch, especially all along here where the IT band is. One more breath in. And as you exhale, bring your right hand back down to the ground. So come back forward in your lunge. And if you have your back knee still on the ground, go ahead and lift it up. We're going to take a little balance pose. So bring both your hands in front of your right foot. Start to shift your weight into your right foot so that your left foot floats away from the ground. And we're working on some balance here. So if you need to bend the right leg a little bit for extra support, you can do that. It doesn't matter how high your back foot goes, we're just working on some balance. If you have more flexibility, you can plant both hands on the ground and lift your left foot higher to the sky. One more breath in, lift it, stretch it. And as you exhale, bring your left foot down to meet your right. So you're back in this forward fold. Breathe. Inhale and come to that halfway lift. Stretch your chest forward. And exhale as you come back down over your legs. Inhale, we'll come to stand all the way at the top of our mat. And exhale as you bring your hands to your chest. So I'm going to come to the other side of the mat just so that I'm still facing you guys, but you can just stay where you are. And we'll take the other side. So inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale and come down over your legs. This time we'll pick up the right foot and step it all the way back to the back edge of our mat. Lower your right knee to the ground. Come to this deep lunge. Inhale here, sink down into the hips. And as you exhale, pull your hips back, straighten through the front left leg, and flex the foot. Inhale and come forward. Exhale and pull the hips back. So keep your back straight. It's okay if your knee is bent. Inhale and come forward. Exhale, send your hips back. Inhale and come forward. And we'll take that twist. So plant your right hand in line with your left foot. Sink down into the hips and let your left arm open up. So make sure your right shoulder isn't sinking down. You want to lift. Open the chest, sink down in the hips. And as you exhale, plant your left hand back down. So we're going to send the hips back again. And we're going to take that twist from here. So go ahead and bring your right hand in line with your left foot again. You can come up on your fingertips. And we're going to start to open. Big stretch. Inhale. And exhale and bring your left hand back down. Come back forward in your lunge. And now we're going to take the sequence with the back knee up. So if you want to leave your knee down and just continue to do what we just did, that's fine. So if you want to lift it, go ahead and do that. Sink down into the hips. Lift your chest forward. And as you exhale, send your hips back, straighten through your front left leg and fold over. And if you want to take that step deeper, you can flex the foot and fold. Inhale and come forward in your lunge. Exhale and send your hips back. Inhale and come forward. Sink down into the hips. Exhale and send your hips back. So this time we're going to take that twist again. So plant your right hand in line with your left foot. Make sure your back leg is really supportive still, and start to open the left arm to the sky. So you want to lift up and out from the chest, but sink down in the hips. Exhale and bring your left hands back to the floor. Send your hips back, and we're going to take that twist for the final time. Bring your right hand in line with your left foot and open. Stretch it out. One more breath in. I know this one is very intense. And exhale and bring your left hand back to the ground. So come back into your lunge, and everyone lift the back knee away from the ground. Bring both your hands in front of your left foot and start to shift your weight into that left foot. So your right foot is coming away from the ground, and we're coming to that balance / standing split position. So lift your right foot up to the sky as high as you can. You can plant the hands and pull yourself further down. Stretch it, lift it, one more breath. And as you exhale, bring your right foot back down to meet your left. So fold over your legs. Feel even on both sides. Let everything relax. Inhale and come to that halfway lift. Exhale and fold over your legs. Inhale and you can come all the way to stand at the top of your mat. So now we're just gonna do a little bit of ab work, so you can come to lay on your mat. So you can come to lay on your back. You can squeeze your knees into your chest, just letting the hips relax since we just worked them a lot. And for this first ab exercise, you're gonna wanna get your back really, really flat on the ground. So if you need to, you can lift your hips and butt away just to really straighten through the back on the floor. So if someone could fit their hand underneath your back, then it's not flat enough. So really get it like squeezing into the ground. I like to put my hands on my tummy on this exercise just to make sure that my stomach really is engaged. And from here, you can just bring your legs to a 90-degree angle, kind of like you're sitting in a chair, but you're laying on your back. And we're just gonna do heel taps. So we're gonna alternate on both sides. And what you're gonna wanna do is keep this angle in your leg the whole time, and you're gonna move the leg from the hip socket. So put your hands on your tummy, make sure your back is really flat. You're gonna lower the right heel to the ground, tap it, and bring it back up. Do the left side, tap, and bring it back up. Tap, up, down, back up. Squeeze your tummy and make sure your back is still really flat. Make sure you're moving the leg from the hip and you're still keeping that 90-degree angle. Bring the right one down, bring it back up. Tap the left heel, bring it back up. We're halfway done. Come up, left side. Squeeze your tummy in. It's the 7th one on the right. Left. Bring the right one down, bring it back up. So this exercise looks deceivingly easy, and you try it and you're like, that's a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. So we have one more on each side. Bring the right one down, bring it back up. Bring the left heel down, bring it back up. Now you can just squeeze both your knees into your chest. And we have one last final ab exercise. So you can bring your knees and feet together. You can plant them on the floor. Bring your hands behind your head and just lower both your knees over to the right. So we're gonna work into the obliques. Lift your head and shoulders away from the ground, and we're gonna try to squeeze your right elbow to your left hip. So bring it up, squeeze it in, and come down. Bring it up, crunch it in, and come down. So we'll do 10 on each side. Lift and squeeze. Lift and squeeze. Come up. Squeeze it in. And 3 more on this side. Really try to reach the elbow to the hip. And one last one. Squeeze it in and come down. Bring your knees back to center, and you can lower them over to the other side. So we're going to take these oblique crunches on this side. Lift your head and shoulders away from the ground. Try to reach your left elbow to your right hip. Squeeze it in and come down. Squeeze it in and down. Up. Release. Squeeze. Come down. So we're already halfway done. 6. Bring it up and squeeze for 7, 8, 9, and one last one. Squeeze it and come back down. You can bring your legs back to center, and you can take your right knee, bend it into your chest, and release your left leg underneath you. So hug your right knee into your chest and then extend your leg up to the ceiling. So here we're just gonna stretch into the backs of the legs because we worked them a lot today. So if you're just right here, that's fine. If you can reach higher up the leg and bring your leg closer to your chest, then that's good too. You can just kind of take your leg and roll it around in the socket, bringing it to the left and the right. Just trying to get more mobility in the hip. Make sure your left leg is still supportive underneath you. And bring your leg back to center. Inhale. And as you exhale, try to pull your leg closer to your body. Inhale. And bring it in, and exhale. So a little challenge that I like to give myself at the end of the stretch is I lift my head and shoulders away from the ground, and I try to pull my leg to my forehead and bring it back down. So that's pretty much as far as my flexibility takes me, so I like to bring it to that point where I can't go any further. It just kind of helps to stretch it out. Bring it in. You can bend your right knee, hug it back into your chest, and send it underneath you. And we'll do the other side. So bring your left leg in, squeeze your knee in, lift your leg above you, and if you can only hold lower on the leg, that's fine. If you can go higher, that's good too. You can roll it around in the socket, just bring it to the left and the right. Bring it back to center. Inhale. On the exhale, bring it closer to your body. Inhale. Exhale and pull it in. So I'm going to lift my head and shoulders away from the ground. Try to pull my leg into my forehead and bend it back into my body. You can send your leg underneath you. So now we're just going to take one last twist for the spine. So you can bring your right ankle to your left knee in this figure 4 position, and you can just lower the legs over just how they are. So go ahead and take your right arm and extend it out to the right. Take your left hand, place it on top of your right knee, and you're going to push your right hip open. So you're getting a spinal twist, but also a nice hip stretch. So if you want to get an even deeper stretch, you can bring your left leg higher up so that your right knee opens up more. So you can just close your eyes here, relax, stretch. One more breath in. And you can bring your legs back to center. And we'll do the other side. So put your left ankle on top of your right knee and lower them over to the right. Take your left arm and extend it out to the left. Bring your right arm on top of your left knee, and you're just going to push open the left knee. You can turn your gaze to the left so you get a full spinal twist. Close your eyes again. Just start to slow down, focus on your breathing. And you can come back to center. This time, just extend both your legs underneath you, and we'll come to corpse pose, which is everyone's favorite, including mine, because it's so relaxing. You just get to lay here. Let your feet turn out so that your hips are nice and relaxed, and let your arms come to your side. And close your eyes and breathe. And right here, you can just think of something about your physical body that you appreciate, or something about yourself that you really love. So we're just trying to think more positively with the whole health and confidence theme. Breathe. If you find that you're struggling to think of something, you can just be grateful for the fact that you're able-bodied and that you're able to stretch and move and play today. Take another breath in. And you can take a full body stretch, so bring your arms overhead, reach your fingertips above you, stretch your toes in the opposite direction, stretch everything, and you can hug your knees back into your chest. And when you're ready, you can come to a seated position.
Thank you guys so much for working out with me. I hope you're feeling more stretched out, more relaxed. That's one of the reasons why I love yoga. It really does help me to feel more confident and comfortable in my body. The fact that I can be a little bit more flexible, feel more balanced, and become a little bit stronger. So we're always trying to improve ourselves, and maybe you guys can set a challenge for yourself of working on this video maybe 3 times a week, and I'm sure you will see a difference. So thank you for joining me, and if you haven't subscribed and you're interested in ways of building your health and confidence, then please consider doing so, and I will see you guys next Tuesday.